What's good with it, YouTube fight fans all over the world? It's your boy Real Talk Boxing. And yes, sir, I'm back at you again. The realest of the real. Don't forget that. I watched an interview today of Mike Tyson, man. I love Mike Tyson. I love him. I love Mike Tyson because of what he's done in the past, all his accolades. And I love Mike Tyson for what he's doing now. As we all know, he has started the Legends Only League, which some people are just not down with, and that's cool. But I've been down with it from day one. Retired fighters getting a chance to get back in the ring, move around, be active, make a substantial amount of money. It invites other fighters from the other side of the combative sports, UFC, even YouTubers. He says, we take Jake Paul along with us. He said, but we don't own Jake Paul. I'm not a promoter. We don't promote these fighters that fights on our card. It's a one-fight deal, and if they want to come back, then come back and get some money. Mike Tyson says his goal is, by the time he's dead and gone, there will be no more promoters. The only thing a fighter will need is a trainer and a lawyer, and that's it. And if the fighter makes mistakes, then it'll be on him. Because fighters don't need other people making mistakes for them, messing with their livelihood, messing with their family, their money, everything. And it makes so much sense to me in a perfect world. Well, we don't live in a perfect world. But I would love to live in Mike Tyson's world because I like that. All the money goes to the fighter. All the money goes to him and his family. And to whoever he wants to distribute it out to. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's ultimately, or she's ultimately the one putting their life on the line when they get in there in the ring. And I like that thought process for Mike Tyson. Matter of fact, I don't like it. I love it. He said fighters need a set rules. They need rules that they should, and guidelines that they should follow. And if they choose to step outside those guidelines, then hey, they made their own mistake. Nobody else made it for them. And nobody else is stealing from them. I love it. I love it. He said a lot of interesting things in that interview, but he was asked about Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Pretty sure you guys have seen it. And I want to touch base on that right now. He says, I love Anthony Joshua. I love him. But he might be in a bit of a pickle. He says, Tyson's just too elusive. He's not going to be able to hit Tyson Fury at will. He won't. He said, out of all these heavyweights, Tyson's the more technical and the more skilled. Do I agree with that? I most certainly do. The only thing that I think Tyson Fury lacks is power in the ring. Is power. That's the only thing I think that he lacks. But we need to see him get in there and fight. Him and Joshua. Like, pronto. And he also said that he may be stronger than Deontay Wilder, but he doesn't punch as fast as Deontay Wilder. Now, I know what you're thinking. What do you mean? What is he talking about? Deontay Wilder with those wild hooks, those punches from Mississippi, those telegraphed hooks. But one thing that Deontay Wilder has is fast twitch muscle. That straight right hand is a freaking rocket. He throws it really, really fast. Now, if you compare Anthony Joshua's straight right hand to Deontay Wilder's, in my opinion, Deontay Wilder's is a little bit faster. Maybe a lot more faster. Definitely more devastating. Because we all know what Wilder has done in the past with his straight right hand. That second fight against Ortiz, I didn't even see the punch thrown. I just knew it was coming. And when I was in the movie theater, I was at the movie theater watching that fight with my homeboy, Peter Velasquez. And you can ask him. As soon as King Kong Ortiz stood in front of him for 4 seconds, I immediately said, don't stand still. And before I could even get that out of my mouth, boom, he was out cold. He was out cold. That's how fast he throws that straight right hand. He only needs 2 seconds. So that's what Mike Tyson meant when he said that. He said, now, if Tyson Fury can stay out of the way of Deontay Wilder's right hand, Anthony Joshua's not going to be able to touch him. Because he's mechanical. He's big. He's stiff. Now, even though I think Anthony Joshua improves every fight that he fights, he improves, in my opinion. Just a little bit. Ever so slightly. And some fights, a big margin. A wide margin. But Tyson Fury is very skillful. He pumps the jab. He moves. He's in and out. He can fight on the inside as well as outside. And a big Tyson Fury, a hydrated Tyson Fury, a well-trained, full boxing camp Tyson Fury, man, it's hard to beat. Especially nowadays with these types of heavyweights. And Mike Tyson was even asked about that. What do you think about these heavyweights nowadays? From when you were fighting, he says, man, listen, they're big. And that was the most part. That was the gist of it. He said they're big, they're strong, that they lack technicality, is what he said. But Tyson Fury, he believes in. Tyson Fury, he says he's the best. And he does not think Anthony Joshua is going to beat Tyson Fury. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I say the fight may be 50-50. But I would have to lean towards Tyson Fury. I've said it before in other videos. So listen, I wanted to get on here, man, and talk to you guys about Mike Tyson and what he's doing. I love what the man is doing. He's trying to make a better world for fighters, for boxers, regardless of what everybody else thinks, with him teaming up with Jake Paul. It is what it is. And we getting close. We're getting real close to April. And I'm still excited about these fights that are coming up. I'm ready to see Antonio Tarver in there with Frank Mir. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see Jake Paul in there with Ben Askren. I'm going to be excited. Now, I have no clue whether or not Tyson's going to be fighting Holyfield on this same card. But that would be dope. I mean, I hear that they're fighting, even though I'm not excited about that. I mean, it is what it is. But we'll see how it turns out. I have a feeling how it's going to turn out or how it's going to be, but maybe they'll prove me wrong. But nevertheless, I'll be there to watch it. What do you think about Mike Tyson's vision for the boxer, the professional fighter, about not having any promoters whatsoever? Trainer and a lawyer is what he said he wants to get it down to when it comes for people being over boxers. To let the fighters make mistakes for themselves and not promoters making mistakes for them. I think it's brilliant. I think it shows true respect for the fighter. And who would know more than Mike Tyson? Because he was pretty much screwed from the beginning. I wouldn't say from the beginning. But as soon as Don King came around, you better believe Don was putting it to him. Never mind my opinion of what I think about this. I want to know yours. Comment down below. That's your boy Real Talk Noah. As always, respect all, fear none. God bless. Till the next time, Real Talk Boxing, we up and we out of here, baby.